Welcome to the Nonprofit Exchange Podcast. Stories by leaders for leaders to help you raise the bar on your own excellence, to release the potential inside of you. Now, here's today's podcast. Greetings, everyone. This is Hugh Ballou, founder and president of Center Vision Leadership Foundation. We're the host of the Nonprofit Exchange. It's a podcast and it's a video stream. You can find it at nonprofitexchange.org, thenonprofitexchange.org. And I have the great pleasure of introducing our guest today. He's a friend from a while ago, back when we just started the multiple telephone things, instant teleseminar. If you're around for those, that was, really breakthrough technology that we didn't have. And so today, Rick Raddatz is my guest, and I'm going to ask Rick to tell a little bit about himself and then what inspired him to develop this new video platform. He's just kind of jumped over what you're now using and created something that's a lot more compelling, very safe, and really has some functionality that I think would greatly benefit those of us that lead in the nonprofit sector. So Rick Raddatz, tell people a little bit about you and your background, and why did you develop this unnamed tool, which you're going to tell us about?
Well, thank you, Hugh. I'm glad to be on your show. Let's see, my background. Well, growing up, I was one of those computer whiz kids. Learned how to program in the 5th grade on a TRS-80 Model 1 Level 2 16K microcomputer, as they were called back then. And ended up getting a job at Microsoft after college, actually even during college as an intern. And then did 12 years at Microsoft in all kinds of different roles. So I learned a lot. And then I went off on my own, and I became a serial entrepreneur. And that's kind of when we met. I launched 4 multi-million-dollar revenue businesses in 4 years, doing audio hosting, video hosting, opt-in page hosting, and conference call hosting. And most of those were even before YouTube was around. So I was kind of pioneering a little bit there. That was kind of fun. And then I actually I had enough income that I decided to retire. But in retirement, I didn't want to just go golfing or something like that. So I started working on nonprofit work. And so I spent about 12 years or so in the nonprofit sector, doing basic research in political philosophy, trying to help heal our political divides. So that's a challenge. That's a whole nother topic. But then now I'm back, as they say. I'm back with a new product. I guess it'll be unnamed until you decide to name it. But shall I describe it a little bit, or what do you think?
Drum roll, please. Here we go. Rick,
Okay.
tell us.
Okay, so the new service, and it's perfect for this day and age, it's a brand new video meeting service. Now, does the world need a brand new video meeting service? Yes, it does. It so does. It does because, we can always do better. However good we are, we can always do better. And so in many situations, I believe it's the better product. And also there are other concerns besides just the particular meeting that you're in. There's concerns with security and privacy, and you just want to know that the company you're doing business with is aligned with your values and will respect your privacy and so on. And so, I mean, especially with my history in political philosophy, I'm well aware of our political divide and how contentious that is. And so officially, we're just staying out of it. We've adopted a free speech privacy policy. We're not going to get involved. We're going to stay out of it. Now, some people will claim that that's a political agenda in and of itself, but no, we're trying to stay out of it. So this new service becomes the super easy to use, better functionality video meeting service that also respects your privacy and security and so on.
And when we stepped through it recently, there's some functionality that some of the other platforms do not have.
Mhm.
And you've got some things on the back burner that are going to step up the game. So let's tell them what it is. And then if you want to do a screen share, let's just walk through some of the features. We offer new technology for the benefit of nonprofit leaders, and just full exposure. CenterVision Leadership Foundation is an affiliate. So if you do subscribe to this, that's a donation to the work of CenterVision. So Rick, what is this platform, and show us some of the great benefits?
Sure. The platform is called MeetN, MEETN. So it's kind of an abbreviated form of the word meeting, but it's brandable. We actually have a trademark on it. MEETN, MeetN. And I jokingly say it's kind of like a redneck Zoom.
Oh, yeah, yes, that's how we talk in the South. That's how we write.
Yeah, you go to the MeetN. Okay, right? It's Wednesday, you go to the MeetN. So it's called meetn.com. And there's nothing redneck about it. It's a totally modern experience. And like I said, our aspirational goal was to make it easier and simpler to use, but also more powerful, more functional, and to respect your privacy and security to boot. So yeah, I can share my screen here and flip over to it. And so here we have, I'm in my meeting room here, just with my photo avatar, looking all thoughtful. But if you look across the top, you'll see the MeetN toolbar. Okay, and now, and you probably see a lot of familiar things, and that's one of our main design criteria. Was we wanted MeetN to be instantly familiar, so that there wasn't a big, drama switching to a new service provider. So we wanted it to be very similar, and yet we also wanted every little detail just to be designed better. And that's where we get the ease of use, the simplicity. You can find things easier. So, for example, with the competition, there's typically some other place you log in to kind of manage your account, schedule meetings, and adjust settings and get recordings. And then there's another place you log in to conduct your meetings. Well, I thought, why have two places to log in? Why not just do everything inside of your meeting room? So if you want to do something, you go to your room, okay? In a good way, you go to your room. And so here on the toolbar, you see, first we have our menu, and just for clarity, you can see our logo here. This is how you spell MeetN, okay? MEETN. Now, if you look at our main menu, so here are all the different settings and so on. You can get access to your future events and past events right here in recordings. You'll notice that we grouped the main menu by who has permission to do what. So everyone can do these things up here, and then only hosts and above can do these things, only admins and above can do these, and only the owner can do all of this. And so it's just a little detail, but it's amazing, I think, how these little details, again, can just help make things easier. Easier to find, easier to understand. So if you're a guest in a meeting, you can still see all of these options, but you understand why only some are available to you, and other ones, you click on them and it says, oh, you have to be a host to use this feature. Click here if you're a host and log in. So anyway, so this is our main menu. And then separate from the main menu is the rest of the toolbar items. We can start or stop recordings. We can start or stop streaming. We can stream to virtually any social media destination, 5 at a time. Our major competitor can only do 1 at a time. So that's a big advantage. In the center here, you have all the normal controls you might need to use in a meeting. You can turn on or off your mic, camera, and speaker. You can raise or lower your hand. Zoom, for example, has a raise hand feature, but it's buried under reactions. And maybe some people know that, but other people don't know that. And so some people don't even know what reactions are. Some people do. But so again, our goal was to make everything simpler and easier to use, easier to find. And then you can change your view. Now, over here, you can start or stop your share screen. You can see who else is in the room. You can chat with them. And widgets is kind of fun. This is the last thing I'll show, widgets. Our widgets allow you to do all kinds of cool, fun things, and we're adding more all the time. So we have a button bar, a call to action pop-up, a media sharing widget, a timer, and a web page popper. So you can pop up web pages. And most of these are especially powerful if you have something to promote. So if you're a for-profit company, maybe you're trying to close a sale and you want to promote an order form or pop up some supplemental information, or pop up a call to action pop-up with a button that takes people to your order form. If you're a nonprofit, maybe you're asking for that donation, or maybe you're asking for volunteers. And it would be so much more effective to just pop up the volunteer form or the donation form right inside of your meeting, instead of asking people to go out of your meeting to follow up, because people get busy, they get distracted, they don't follow up, they don't follow through. So, for example, if I want to do a call to action, I have a few samples here. I can just click on one, and then it pops up. Oh, that's a really ugly one. Let's find a slightly better looking one, maybe. Well, that's a really ugly one too. I sometimes do these quick little demos. Here's a nicer looking one. Okay, so this is for a company called Numi, and you can start. And they wanted to promote MeetN, so I made this for them so that they can start their free trial of MeetN, and that was Numi's promotion of MeetN. But the idea is that popping up a little call to action pop-up like this, you pick your own headline, your own subheadline, your own logo, your own button, and your own colors. So in any of our major competitors, if you want to promote something, how do you do it? You paste a link into chat, and then that link, especially in a big meeting, it scrolls away. That's no good. That's not how you close a sale. That's not how you promote something. So with MeetN, this is a much nicer way of promoting whatever it is you have to promote, for profit or nonprofit. So that's an example of the call to action pop-up. And I'll mention also with these pop-ups, everything I'm going to show you, when you make a recording on MeetN and then you do the replay on MeetN, okay, the replay becomes interactive, meaning these pop-ups re-pop up. And so the buttons work, the forms work, the web pages work, and so on. So you get access to your recording too. You could play the recording on YouTube or Vimeo or any other place where you can play videos. So you can do that like everyone else can. But if you want that interactive replay, then for free, MeetN offers this replay service where the replays will be interactive. And so if you're promoting something, you can promote on your replays as well. So that's kind of fun. And then you can hide the pop-up whenever you want. So you have full control over your attendees' experience.
Let me jump in here, because
go ahead.
We're guilty of not promoting our events. So I'm thinking of a church or a community charity. You want people to sign up for something. So, and we don't employ webinars like we could employ webinars. So there's lots of choices. So we're doing a major event for, suppose it's a community orchestra, and we just do a webinar and we put it out there, and then they could be a pop-up, people could buy tickets, or hey, we're going to have this other event, you can sign up for that. I'm just thinking that we are guilty of not sharing the message for what we do, and that's a perfect easy way to get people engaged that are watching it. And then if I heard you right, look at there, I heard you right. Oh, look at that. You can then do the replay and people could still click in on the pop-up, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of the interactive replays. And so what I was showing just now is that example you mentioned of popping up a form.
Yeah.
So this would be a form to sign up for our free trial, but it could be the form to attend the next Sunday's picnic for the youth group or whatever. I mean, it could be whatever you want to get engagement on. And for-profit companies and nonprofit companies thrive ultimately through engagement.
Mhm.
So yeah, you have access to all the people who have ever known you before, but do you get them there to the event, you know, or not? I mean, and if you get enough people to the event, that creates relationships and friendships, and it makes that relationship even more valuable than it would be otherwise. And it's not a linear thing; it's an exponential thing. There's kind of a tipping point where if you have enough engagement, then word of mouth spreads more. I mean, everything works in your favor. And so this is just one little part of your overall, strategy as a nonprofit or for-profit. But this is kind of at the heart of that engagement moment. People are either going to sign up for the next event that you're promoting, or they're not. And if you can make it that much easier, you can hit that tipping point easier and really achieve more with whatever you're doing.
Well, and we're in this since the shutdown period, schools and churches don't have to take snow days off. And so they have,
Yeah.
and some of them even have, the churches have virtual congregations. So, what you do is put a link in the chat and people have to click on it, go somewhere else. What you could do, you could take an offering up,
Yeah.
people aren't here. So you want to, or donate to this project. So there's a number of uses that we could use. It makes it easy peasy to do it right here. So is it hard to set up that form?
Oh, let's do it right now. You're still seeing my screen, right?
Yep, I am.
Okay, yeah. So here's the web page popper. Okay, I'll just click on add web page to my popper list here, and I give it a name like sample, and I will let's use hello.com, which is it's a website that says hello. It's pretty trivial, but it could be any website. It can be your order form, your intake form, your volunteer form, whatever you've got going on. Now you pick, how do you want it to pop up? Okay. Some websites, like if people are using a virtual business card, that's pretty common. You pop up your virtual business card. Well, you can do that in kind of a tall, narrow sidebar kind of thing, or maybe half the screen. If you're playing a game like chess, you can pop up a chess program for people to play chess in the room in kind of a 2/3 screen, so you can still see the videos on the side. Or you can go full screen, okay, or whatever you want, or a small little pop-up, depending on what you have to pop up. So I'll just pick half the screen here, and then I save it. Now, how hard was that? That was pretty simple. So now I have this word sample here, and all I have to do is click, and then hello.com pops up. Okay.
How easy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it can be easier. I mean, it's about as easy as it can make. Maybe someday when we have true artificial intelligence, I can say, hey, MeetN, add a new web page popper that will pop up hello.com on the right half of the screen. Someday it'll be easier, but for right now, this is as easy as you can make it to promote something this professionally. And then you click again and it hides. If you want to edit it, you just mouse over and click on the little chevron here, and then you go to settings, and then you're back at the form where you edit it, and then you cancel or save, and there you go. Now, what I'm really excited personally is this media sharing. Okay, let's just pick one here. So I'm in a folder here, and these are some. I have an image, a video, and I think another image that I've uploaded ahead of time. Okay. Now, in other meeting services, if you want to share a video or share slides, what do? Well, the only way really is to share your screen. But if you're sharing your screen, you're trying to play video, you have to make sure to check certain boxes when you do that. Otherwise, the sound doesn't work, or the video is the wrong frame rate. That's no good. So let's assume you did that right. And then to play your video, because you're sharing your screen, you have to switch over to your video program. Most common is probably YouTube. So you switch over to YouTube and you hit play on the video. But now it's playing in a small window on the YouTube page. So you have to maximize, you have to go full screen with the video because you're sharing your screen. But that means while you're sharing that screen, playing the video, you can't do anything else. Even if everyone else in the meeting is chatting about the video, you can't follow along. You don't even know what they said. because you have to keep the video on full screen. So that's just wrong. And then the quality of that video playback greatly depends on the quality of your machine and the quality of your Wi-Fi connection typically, which is variable. You might be in the wrong corner of the house or whatever. And so, I mean, there's just all kinds of ways it can go wrong, and it's not even the right thing anyway. But with MeetN, what you do is you preload the video or slides that you want to share, and then in MeetN time, all you do is you click. So you click right here, and the video starts. Welcome to the Win-Win Revolution video training. Okay, so I'll stop that. That was some of my political stuff. So I'll stop the video, but I can click here and show my slide. Okay, and I can click again, and then it goes away. So the whole point is MeetN makes it really simple, really easy for people to share things. So let's say you have an organization with lots of volunteers or lots of salespeople or lots of affiliates, right? And they all have unequal training. Well, you want to make it easier for them, especially for the new people. So by being able to preload all of your sales content, video slides, audios, downloads, and so on, by being able to preload your sales content, preload your training content, preload your motivational content, okay, then everyone in your organization can just click, 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 and pull up whatever they need to. And it's as simple and easy and efficient as you can imagine.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So can we record? You start recording. It's on the cloud.
Yeah, we record in the cloud. So up here next to the logo and menu, you click start recording. You give your recording a name, which Zoom can't do, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed this, but when you record in Zoom, the name of the recording is the date and time. Well, if you're the kind of person who makes a lot of recordings, pretty soon, like if you wanted to hide a recording, you would hide it by giving it this kind of random date and time and make you remember 2 weeks later, which meeting was that I met with Fred, and so on. So here you give it a name. I'm just typing in a fake name, of course. You pick active speaker view or gallery view, whatever you prefer, and you click start recording. And then you're recording. You can see the status changing up here. Okay, and then you click on it again to stop the recording. So it's as simple as you can make it. And because you've named your recording, then it's so easy to find it later on.
Wow. And I guess it goes to a designated folder in your computer.
Well, it's on the cloud, so it's always there for you. It's backed up like 6 different ways, and so it's just there for you in the cloud. What you do is you click on the main menu, and you go down to Events and Recordings. Okay. So you click there, and then you see all the past recordings and multiple pages of them. And if you want to schedule a new event, you click New Event right here. So again, it's all very simple, all very easy.
Download from there to your computer.
Yeah, you can download the MP4 for video, or you can download just the MP3. We separate it for you just to make it easy if you want just the audio for some reason. And transcripts are coming soon. When you click on attendees, I wanted to show a couple features here. You see these top little buttons? This is how you control a large event. Okay, so a small event, you just meet like we're meeting right now. It's really simple. But with a larger event, you just have to have access to these 3 little button groups here. First of all, do you want your guests to be muted or unmuted? Okay. Maybe you want to have them all unmuted at first. And then when you're ready to kind of start, dive into your content, you mute everybody, right? Okay, it's a very common scenario. So, the ability to do that is just right here on the attendees sidebar. And then the middle grouping here is whether or not guests can unmute. Okay, so we can clamp down the meeting or we can open it up. Okay, and then this last one is perhaps the most powerful one, whether or not you want to show the muted attendees. Okay. If you show the muted attendees, well, that would include all of your guests who are there, right? So everyone's seeing everyone. And that's especially appropriate for big meetings as people are joining. You want everyone to see everyone as people are joining. But then it comes time to take the stage, so to speak. And so then you're going to want to hide all the muted attendees. Okay. And that gets everyone who's not speaking off the stage. And then it could just be you. It could be you and your co-host, or you and your panel of speakers, whatever you've got going on. And then let's say someone raises their hand. They just click raise hand, and then you see the little hand go up, and then you can go ahead and unmute them. Now, when you unmute them, they pop up on stage, because that's our setting, is that right now muted attendees are hidden, but then if you unmute someone, they're going to pop up on stage. So that's a very simple way, much simpler than the competition, for producing a true like webinar style event, and just bring people on and off stage using the raise hand feature and the mute unmute feature.
That is really good. So it's so easy, and it has some functionality that's more intuitive, especially for attendees that aren't savvy on some of the tools out there. And there's a number of video platforms, and each one has got its own uniqueness to it. So we're going to put in the transcript of today's show, the link, affiliate link for CenterVision, that you can get a special discount for nonprofits, for clergy, for people working in 501c6s, the membership organizations that that are tax exempt. So Rick has given a discount for our sector, and we're going to take advantage of it. And the more of us that use it, then more energy he's going to put into, like you said, transcripts are coming. That's very helpful. And it's a good record for a board meeting, even if people are in the room. You could have have a Zoom. Sorry, you could have the tool open, the MeetN tool open to broadcast, because it's always somebody's not there and somebody wants to see it later.
Yeah.
So you can not only have the recording, but when you have the transcript, you can have documentation for your minutes, which is so helpful. So Rick, this is a great tool, and our job at CenterVision is to help nonprofit leaders and clergy think of the business model. You get away from the word that's a lie, nonprofit. It's a business. It's not a for-profit business. It's a for-purpose enterprise.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the business tools, and this is certainly a very valuable tool. When I first heard about it, I went, oh no, it's another one. But when you took the time to walk me through it, like you did today, it has got significant benefits over what else is out there. Mm-hmm. And so there's one link that people go to, so you don't have all these different numbers and things that people have to remember, correct?
Yeah, we offer a permanent web address for your meeting room. So, and you pick your room name when you sign up. So it'd be meetn.com/your room name, whatever your room name is. And so in the industry, that's called a vanity name. Some services sell those names. We include it with every paid level. And speaking about the discount for charity, I think we can just pick the name right now while we're meeting right now. The discounted special price for nonprofits of all kinds is meetn.com/charity special. Okay, so meetn.com/charity special. That's our special offer for charities. Well, really, well, wait, should it be charity special, or should we make it nonprofit special?
Charity special's fine.
Is that fine? Okay. Well, I just want to acknowledge that there's other flavors of nonprofits that aren't precisely charities, but we're serving. You know what? I'll make them both work. Okay. meetn.com/nonprofit special or meetn.com/charity special. That'll be your guys' link both ways. And just to put this in context, the way, like the Zoom, for example, not to pick on Zoom, but poor Zoom, but the way Zoom makes its money is with all the add-ons. They lure you in with the seemingly low price, and then, you want more than 1 gigabyte of recording storage, which is like 1 hour of recording. Okay, here are our prices, and boy, are they expensive. I mean, it's a huge markup on the actual cost. And then, you want people to dial in by phone? That's an extra $100 a month. You want large events, you want webinar events, $40. It keeps adding up. So we did the math, and if you try to match MeetN's features, the closest you can get to is the $488 a month version of Zoom. Now, not everyone needs all of those features, but that's what you'd have to pay for to get the equivalent of MeetN. And then you wouldn't even get the widgets with the 1-click video, 1-click audio, 1-click slides, and so on, and the pop-ups. So you wouldn't even get those. So our price for the ultimate version of MeetN, with all the features enabled, all the capacity enabled, 100 gigabytes of storage, is just $49.95 a month. But for the charity and nonprofit and clergy marketplace, we're offering a 50% discount off of that. Okay, and because it is purpose driven, and I'm a purpose driven person myself, and so I the more I can do to help, the more I can do to help. So it's a no-brainer.
So Rick, you got a lot of things going on. You've taken time to walk us through this. It's a valuable tool. Wanted to make sure that people in our network know about it. So thank you so much for being our guest today on the Nonprofit Exchange.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching the Nonprofit Exchange.